And we are live. Hello, hello. So I want to do a little bit of an introduction because this is coming live on both LinkedIn and on YouTube. And for those of you who follow me on LinkedIn, you know that I am a leadership coach and I do leadership consulting, leadership coaching, leadership development kinds of work. And I tend to specialize with those leaders who get the does not play well with others. Well, also, as a whole nother part of my business, I also lead women's retreats. And we have one coming up in October, and that is what this is for. And while this is kind of geared towards, giving you some ideas about what that retreat might be like if you choose to attend and join us, I think that the principles that we're talking about here apply to leadership. They apply to really the care you give yourself in terms of taking care of you so that you can be the best leader that you can be. Now, the retreat is a women's retreat. So if you want to join us in these practices, this is great. Share them with the women in your life. They will help. These practices will help anyone. It's just that the retreat is just for women. So today, I'm Dottie Posto, for those who might not have met, and I have Kara with me. Kara Douglas is going to be sharing a practice with us. So I'm going to do a little bit of information to start with, and then Kara will share a practice. And today our focus will be on this kind of constant state of go, go, go that as women leaders or as women in the workforce that we tend to get ourselves in. And whether you're a woman in the workforce or even whether you're a stay-at-home mom, that's your workplace. That's where your work is tending to be. And what I want to share is just when we get into this go, 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 our nervous system, our primitive brain is on high alert. It puts us into a state of fight, flight, or freeze. Our nervous system is on like, get stuff done, go, 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 go. And when we're in that state of go, 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 our prefrontal cortex is not getting the supply of energy, the supply of blood, and the ability to do what it does best, to be creative, to plan, to be to provide you with intuitive shifts, which really come from other parts of you, but we won't go into that today. And what I wanted to do so that those jobs of our prefrontal cortex don't have the right resources when our nervous system is in that high alert phase. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking. I really want to provide some time for Kara to share practice. And we're trying to keep these 20 minutes or less. And, we're getting close to 20 minutes each time, but whatever, doesn't matter. I don't care. And so the two things that I wanted to share in terms of a way to build in a practice of getting your nervous system kind of into a grounded, neutral, at a minimum, neutral state that will allow you to kind of really take stock and be able to actually see what it's like to have that prefrontal cortex, the planning brain, the strategic brain, the creative brain, that part of us be able to really offer us its wisdom. And so the first thing I want to offer, and this is really these are two sides of the same coin, which is the first thing is a morning routine, and the second one is an evening routine. And Kara may add on to this with the practice that she offers. And ideally, give yourself 5 to 15 minutes. I just heard a talk from a woman who is a mom of, I think, 2 girls, maybe 3. And she's a working mom, first in her generation, first generation working mother. And when asked about her self-care was listening to a podcast while she painted, which, is great. She's giving herself some of that, but it's, again, still in the, going mode. It's not allowing our brain to actually pause. And that's what I want to offer you to try, is to give yourself a time to connect to you. And um, whether you use the word God or universe or energy or whatever it is, connect to that internal voice, connect to that still part of you. See if you can just pause and do nothing. Breathe in, and actually audibly sigh. And just do that and give yourself 5 to 15 minutes of silence and see what comes up. Initially, what will probably happen is all the things you need in the morning. Even when you do this in the morning, it might be all the things that you need to do that day. And just keep at it. If you can do 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you can commit to, do it every day and see if you can do it for a period of time, because it'll take your body a while to regulate and to deregulate out of that go, go, go energy, and to get your nervous system into a state of, oh, she's serious. She's actually going to pause here. And see what comes up. And you may ask a question. So if you refer to that energy as spirit, ask ask the universe, what message do you have for me today? Or ask the spirit, how can I create space for myself today? Or ask God, how can I create some stillness for today? So see if you can provide yourself with a little bit of space and ask yourself a question, if that helps. If not, if just getting still isn't enough, like if that's driving you crazy, which I know for some people, it will be at first. I remember reading about this in Glennon Doyle's book. Now I can't think of the name of the book. I can see the cover, Untamed. And she talked about it, and she said she would sit in her closet because that was where she could be alone. And she just did it for 10 minutes every day. She would sit in her closet, and initially the first weeks were all the things she needed to do, all the things that were on her mind, until she got to a point where ideas bubbled up or just stillness came. And so that's what I have to offer you today. So that's my recommendation for you, is to see if you can make that at a minimum a morning practice. Even better, do it a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the evening, so that your body starts to get used to, what does it feel like and what is it like to be still, with our nervous system out of that go, go, go high alert state and into a place of creativity, problem solving, innovation, ideation, so that it can offer us its wisdom. So just a couple of things. Kara is going to now take us into a physical practice that will help us take this deeper.
Thanks, Dottie. So there is a story that Mohandas K. Gandhi used to tell about when he was growing up in India. If an elephant walked through the marketplace, there could be trouble because the trunk would be wandering, exploring everything. So there's a cart that, the person selling oranges has a cart of oranges, and the elephant's trunk is reaching in and exploring around and maybe knocking things over, and someone else is selling something else and the same thing is happening. So this exploration with the elephant's wandering trunk upsets all of these carts, all of these market stands. But if the person leading an elephant through the marketplace placed a stick in the elephant's trunk, the elephant would hold the stick, and its trunk would explore the texture of the stick, and it would explore the shape of the stick, and it would be occupied with what it was holding instead of exploring everything else all around. And so you could walk the elephant through the marketplace without wreaking havoc. And this is something that Gandhi would use as a metaphor for mantra, which is the repetition of a word or a phrase or a sound in your mind over and over again to help with creating a meditative mind state. I find that using physical movement can serve just as well. It's another form of a stick in the elephant's trunk. So I'm going to have us practice, because we're working with embodiment, and you could certainly do this with a sound or a word or a phrase. But I'm going to have us use our bodies to essentially create the thing that the mind becomes really interested in. So sit wherever you are and rest your hands on your knees. You could be sitting in a chair, you could be sitting anywhere. Just rest your hands, palms open, facing the ceiling, fingers relaxed. We'll just start to pay attention to the breath. This movement of the hands comes from the teachings of Sister Dang Nyam, who was a student of the Buddhist master Thich Nhat Hanh. Just feel the breath in the body. Lots of other things might be happening. You might want to jump right up off your seat and go take care of all of those dust bunnies under the couch, because all of a sudden you can see them there. And you might be thinking about the long list you need to make for tomorrow. See if you can breathe one more time. And then take your attention down to your hands. And as you take your next breath in, curl your palms up gently into fists. And as you take a breath out, open the palms. Breathe in and just feel the palms curl, gentle gathering. And breathe out, release. Now, maybe you're using the opposite breath. It's okay. You can curl the hands on the exhale and open them on the inhale. Either is okay. See what feels natural to you. And just let your attention go to the movement of your hands. Feel the warmth of your fingers. Feel the gentle stretch as the palms open and the fingers expand, and feel the ease and release as the fingers curl in and create a little chrysalis of the palm. Breathing and moving in a very, very simple way. Not clenching too hard with the fists, and not forcing the stretch as you open the fingers. But just resting your attention on the movement of the hands. Feel the texture of your fingertips. The sensation of the air moving against your skin. And just a sense of being present here with the motion of the hands and the breath. Awareness resting in the body in present time. And in present time, there is very little space for reviewing the past or planning for the future. No regret, no anxiety, just presence. And then very gently, just release your hands. A full breath in. At the top of the inhale, pause for a moment, hold the breath. Feel it stretch your body, feel it generate a little state of alertness and wakefulness. And then as you exhale, maybe out through the mouth, just sweep the breath out, making space. And from there, you can just continue about the rest of your day or whatever comes next, having cleared the space for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara. It's interesting because I have had a very full day, and even coming right from one event that I thought was going to end at 5, that ended at 6, and kind of, rushing to get everything here. And so much that happened today, so many different things in my day, how I was really, truly able to be present and really come back to not thinking about anything from my day, not thinking about anything for the future, and really just being in the present moment with that motion.
Sometimes I think it helps to have a set amount of time, and especially if I find for myself when I'm in this vortex of doing and going and one thing runs into another, really being clear with myself that I only have to do this for 5 minutes. Because otherwise, sometimes it feels like, oh, one more endless thing, and I can't stop until I've actually shifted my attention. And what if I don't settle? If it's just 5 minutes and then you're done, and it might be a great practice. You might have an experience like yours, or it might be a practice where you just sat there and listened to your mind spin, but you did it. And then the 5 minutes is done and it's time to do the next thing, and you'll get another 5 minutes or another 20 minutes or whatever it is next time around. And that can unhook us from feeling like we have to like do better, deeper, gain more.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this would be a great practice. There's oftentimes, I hear so many people whose schedules are just so tight. They're going
Mhm.
from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting. And can you create a little space? Ask, or, maybe a meeting ends early, and rather than diving into email or diving into, running to get, something, done with another person, maybe you can just take a couple of minutes and use that time to just reconnect and to just come back to present moment and see what it does for your clarity, for your creativity, for what you have to bring to the next thing that you're going to do. Excellent. Well, thank you, Kara, and thank you, Shivankar, I think, gave us a heart. So in the comments, anyone else, as you're viewing this, if you view the replay, please put replay in the comments. And if you have any questions, we will put, actually, I should, let me just post a comment here quick, and hopefully it'll be in with the, if you go to inplainsightinc.com, and I just added that to the comments. And I'm hoping it'll show up both. It shows it on that it's showing up on YouTube, but I'm hoping it'll show up in LinkedIn as well. But otherwise, I'll add something. Hopefully, I can add something later as well. In Plain Sight Inc. And there will be a banner across the top if you'd like information about the retreat, October 19th to the 22nd. We do have an early bird price that ends Friday. We might extend it just to help fill the retreat. So just, if you have any questions, reach out to me, DM me, and you could do that, or you can, that same web address, Dotty at DOTTY at In Plain Sight Inc. Here, I'll add that to the comments as well. And maybe I'll learn in the future. I know some people who pop all that stuff up into their live feeds. I'm not that fancy yet. So, all right. Thanks for everybody for joining. Thank you, Kara, for the practice. That was really fabulous. I like the idea of adding that physicalness, that embodiment to it, to just give something for our attention. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to everybody next week, Tuesday. And we should be back at our normal time, because this was a little bit later than we normally come on. And just, you can hang on, Kara, for a second.
Yes, I will.
All right. Thanks, everyone.